Now, the families of 69 Sharpeville Massacre victims have laid wreaths on their loved ones' graves at Phelindaba Cemetery in Sharpeville. It comes as the country marks the 62nd anniversary of Sharpeville Massacre, where 69 lives were lost and 180 injured. Our senior reporter, Mohlaoli, is following the story for us and joins us live from there. Tumaole, very good morning to you. We know that today is rather an emotional time for the residents of Sharpeville as they have a lot to consider and think about on Human Rights Day.
Well, indeed, Mpho, and some very mixed reactions from survivors, those relatives who have been left behind, and they're saying that, some are not pleased with what's been happening in terms of how service delivery has not reached everyone, and that those who died in the Sharpeville Massacre were fighting for a better South Africa, while others are saying that they appreciate all that's been done by government, and that although more can still be done, they feel that at least the process has started. But Herman Mashaba of Action SA is also here among those who's come to pay their respects. Mr. Mashaba, the reason you are here to commemorate the Sharpeville Massacre, why is it important still to this day?
Well, more than important, actually even really more important than what happened in 62 years ago. 62 years ago, we lived under a very oppressive system that for us as South Africans, particularly as black South Africans, when we wanted to express our feeling, the unjust system under which we lived, we got them butchered. Here today, we're here to come and pay tribute to these fallen heroes for giving us a democracy and the constitutional framework under which we live. We are here to pay tribute and actually to come and say thank you to them, to people of Sharpeville, people of the Vaal Triangle, and all South Africans across our country who participated on this day, because this day actually send a signal to the world that we are not prepared to live under an oppressive system. Yes, we got oppressed many years later, but eventually the freedom came in 1994. But then let's look at ourselves now, 28 years later. Where are we? I feel personally, as a South African, betrayed. But one thing for sure, today, a day like this gives me hope to say, you know what? We can actually use this, if we reflect properly, to ensure that we can bring the dignity 28 years later to future generations.
All right. No, thank you very much for those words. That was Action SA's Herman Mashaba, also coming out to pay his respects to those who fell during the Sharpeville Massacre, and giving his view of where the country is, but also saying that, of course, coming here and observing this day also gives him hope, and that, paying the respects will also make sure that those who fell are remembered with dignity. With that, it's back to you in the studio from a very wet Sharpeville.
Absolutely, very wet indeed. Tumaole, let's leave it there for now as we take you now to the northwest, where our reporter Bafedile Moerane is stationed. Bafedile, good morning to you again. The president expected to arrive there very soon. What's the latest on the ground?
Well, we're expecting the president to arrive anytime soon here, Mpho. But I'm standing right now here at the library. I'm going to talk to the Premier of the Northwest, Mr. Bushimape, to talk to us about this particular day. What does it mean for the Northwest province in particular? And do you think that as government they're doing good enough to champion what the country has gained, in particular after democracy in 1994?
Good morning, Baedile, and good morning to your viewers. We are quite conscious that there's still a lot to be done. But we also acknowledge that this government has delivered in terms of housing and water and sanitation. But we think that there are other problems that must receive attention, like unemployment, like poverty and inequality. And we think this government is looking at ways to address these issues. And so we think the picture is a picture of delivery and non-delivery. And we think as government of the Northwest, we have committed ourselves to addressing particularly two key issues. those being service delivery and job creation. And so we think we are on course. It won't be things that will be addressed in 1 year, in 2 years, but we think we're on course.
Well, thank you so much, Premier. We'll keep in touch with you. That's the Northwest Premier of Bushimape, indicating here that they are trying their best as the provincial government. What I'm aware of is that the Human Rights Commission in the province is saying that they have scheduled a meeting with him in particular to talk about issues of human rights, issues of service delivery, water, and also the issues of sanitation, in particular in relation to a number of municipalities across Northwest, as members of the community feel that their rights are in fact infringed on.
Very well, Bafedile, let's leave it there for now as we keep a close eye monitoring the arrival of President Cyril Ramaphosa.